Hey, Flurbird, Son here. So it was just like yesterday that when I uploaded the video about the brushify big update thing, and I kind of pushed it, but Joe Gard himself, he have seen my video and um, he commented, and there were a couple of things that I was like, you kind of get a point there, buddy. One of them is the default RHI for whatever that means. Um, and you must set this to DirectX 12. Now, I think that the ALS template is automatically set to DirectX 11 or default, and 11 is still the default. And for those who didn't watch my video like yesterday, you also need to set the temporal anti-aliasing. So anti-aliasing, temporal AA. Do not use FXAA or MSAA because temporal AA is like the way to go. It's beautiful, and it works. Now, what else? Um, I had like a minor issue with the way that some of the trees move. Um, and he was like, "Yeah, that will be fixed in the next update." And I came home from work and there was an update. So I actually deleted my entire project, created a new ALS template, and then put all the brushify, updated brushify packages in there, and yep, he definitely did it. So let's check this out. We're now sitting at like 80, 75, 80 frames per second, sometimes even higher, like in the low 90s. And it all looks damn amazing. Oh, yeah. There's one more like minor thing. I might have set the settings, the scalability settings to cinematic, and they should be on epic. But if you hit cinematic, you will notice 50, well, over 50 frames a second, and sometimes even higher. And that's not bad. Like, not bad at all. I mean, we're really running in the cinematic settings now. And I also said like maybe this will benefit from DLSS. So what did I do? I downloaded the DLSS plugin from NVIDIA, and I installed it, and I made a small modification to the ALS character. So if you press F, the DLS mode will set to off. It will print string off. Okay. G will put it on ultra performance, and H will put it on quality. And I will show you guys how it looks. So this is in the cinematic preset. That's the highest setting you can get. And now we're running on temporal AA, so DLS is off, and it's running at 50 to 60 frames a second. But when I press G, it will go to like a solid 60 frames a second, sometimes even higher, like 70. And I must admit, like, stuff do get like a bit blurry, but it's not annoying like FXAA. And we can also select H for the quality settings. So this is like the highest quality, and this is like a solid 60 frames per second experience while playing in editor. Um, and honestly, I cannot see like the difference between this or this. Maybe this is slightly lighter somehow, but other than that, it's just performance. It's just more performance. Uh, and after like all the minor bug fixes, I can only have like one conclusion. This is the best package for indie game developers who want to have a decent looking grass, decent looking landscape, decent looking trees that just work. Um, and a lot of proceduralism, and that's what we indie developers love. Proceduralism, just yeet stuff together, and it should work. So enough about this map. I also tried the runtime virtual texture, country roads assets. Um, do I want to save this? Yeah, save it. Whatever. And here we are. And honestly, I don't know. With like the runtime virtual texture thing going on. Um, maybe it's just my settings or the way I interpret things, but it doesn't work for me. And I should not be in this RVT. There's an RVT example. Yep. Yeah, this one. So this stuff, like with the rock, that automatically blends with the environment. I think this is amazing. I think this looks like really, really cool. I wonder what happens if we move this rock over here. I don't know if like... Oh yeah, it really definitely blends the rock in the landscape. This stuff really works well, but it's like the most obvious on the sand, obviously. But then there's this thing, the RVT road example. This simple road is rendered into the RVT texture. This eliminates the long-standing issue of needing to carefully place road splines slash meshes. And I'm a practical person, and I'm like, okay, this looks cool. Let's try it out. My leg is hanging in the air. That's nothing to do with the landscape. And here we are. And now I can climb on top of the invisible road. You see what I mean? And I will also show you how I would do this. So this is the starter level. First things first, what I always do is I enable the layer blend. So edit layers, that's what I meant. Yes, enable edit layers. And then we can go to landscape, manage, and then we have our edit layers over here, and we create a new one, and we call this splines, and right click, and then reserve for splines. Obvious. Dismiss. Then we go to paint. We go all the way down to the remove procedural. And we have to my experience, you have to like paint it down at least once before it will actually work. So now I can remove the procedural grass and I can remove this from my layer. Pretty cool. Okay. Now splines. We select the splines thing and then we just make ourselves a nice road. The half width should be select all and then I don't know 500 seems reasonable. And this already see works with the landscape. Just pull it up. Okay, now we say in the landscape deformation, we say all segments and then landscape deformation and just remove procedural. And if yep, I did it right. So now it has to compile some shaders. In the meantime, we can set up some spline meshes. So that's the roads, short, plane, line. And it's for all the segments, yes. And then select the asphalt 4. And sometimes you have to wiggle it around a bit. But I mean, this took me a couple of seconds to set up. And this is basically perfect. And I have like no problems at all placing a whole lot of roads and they will just snap to the ground, or the ground will snap to the road actually, and it all looks amazing. And yes, there is like a gap between the road and the grass, but I rather like have it this way than having it the other way around. And you can make the gap a little bit smaller by selecting this and then side fall off. I think it's side fall off. Or layer fall off. Is that like 0? Yeah, that's it. You just 0 the layer fall off. And now there's like practically no gap between the road and the grass. So I don't know, for people like who like make a driving game, a road simulator, racing game, I don't know, whatever you want to do, you can do it. You got the freedom at your fingertips. Too bad I didn't bring a car into this project, because we could now drive this pretty circuit that I just created. And if you want to like lower it, you can do that. So that's how I work with Brushify. Thank you all very much for watching. Oh, there's one more last thing. The multi-biome. I didn't. Following assets have been modified and cannot be unloaded. Saving these assets will allow them to be okay. goodbye. So this is the multi-biome example map, and it got like this beautiful grass going on here, and you will slowly go from grass to the dunes to a kind of weird dark looking lake. But I mean, honestly, who still uses a plane for actual water when you got like the water system? Uh, this is like a mesa landscape thing biome. Then there's the grass biome, and this thing. When you take it from like the Epic Game Store, of course I cannot show how much it cost unless I go in private. Brushify, products, visit the store. Where is it? Where is it? Forest pack. Medieval, Moorlands, Tropical, Natural Road, Arctic pack, Canyon pack, Environment shader. This is it. This is only like 10 euros or $10 probably, and you will get like all of this goodness, like automatic slopes, directional cover layer for snow, grass, dry grass, desert, forest, dry snow, mud, puddles, and craters. And oh, and they all look basically amazing. And this is really, really good point to get into brushify, you know? So if you're like, I don't know, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, just, you know, maybe wait for the discount, because it will be in the discounts for like a couple of times every year. And then you can get it for dirty cheap, but I don't know, man. Just you get like a lot for not a lot of money. And this is all like you can build upon this system. Like if you want to add layers to your landscape, or add some new features. That's oh Joe, you you really redid the entire thing here. Turn slope mask into cross. Anyway, I'm wandering off from the main story. Go get yourself some brushify, man. This is Flurbird. Oh, if you like this video, you know what to do. If you didn't like it, put a thumbs down and leave a message in the comments why you didn't like this video. And I hope to see you all very, very soon. This is Flurbird, out. Bye!